All right, so basically, what's going to happen in this is kind of a review, but we haven't done a whole lot of this in what we've done so far. You're going to get asked about rigid motions. We've talked about that throughout. We haven't probably had any direct questions that said, hey, is this a rigid motion? All right, so remember, rigid motions means that the image and the pre-image are congruent, which means that the size and shape didn't change. And basically, we're looking for dilations. All right, dilations are not rigid motions. All right, but we can't just say universally that no dilation is ever a rigid motion, because if I do have a dilation with a scale factor of 1, all right, that is a rigid motion because it doesn't change it at all. So it's this weird case that happens once in a while. So be on the lookout for it. What most of these questions are going to ask you is they're going to have a picture of an already performed transformation and say what transformation happened. These are single transformations. We'll do some double transformations in the next stuff, in the stuff that's left after today, after this lesson. So for right now, we're going to look at the picture. All right. Basically, what we want to do is we want to get an idea of what's happening. So we want to kind of look at it and be like, yeah, it's a translation, and get that word down. That's worth the first beginning part of the credit. And then after that, we want to try to be more specific as we can. What line did it reflect over? What's the scale? What direction? Different things like that. We don't have to use the notation. We can just write it out in words. I think it's probably easier to write it in words. So I would rather have you write it in words than try to worry about the notation and then use the wrong letter or something. So if you know what it is, just write it down in a little phrase. So as we go down through, I'll probably do both. But again, I would rather that you write it down in words rather than trying to use the notations.